Okay. Hi, everybody. Yeah, this is going to be a great time with you. Can you hear me? Am I sounding okay? I hope so. James went home last night for the, well, I'll tell you, for the time we had together, boy, did we have a time. And, golly, if I had to do it all over again, I sure would. But for all the rest of you who are joining me now, hello. I'm Dominic Esposito. I have new cameras on tonight. I have new sound on tonight. And hi, James. If you're listening to this, hi, all the rest of you. So if I'm looking at this camera right here, correct? Everybody sees me. That's on the main camera. And then this is going to get a whole lot better, but just so you see what's going on here. This here is a button that switches. Hi, everybody. This is all first time. And am I nervous? Yeah, I'm nervous. Yeah, I'm a little nervous. I'm going to have to do something to calm myself down. As a matter of fact, that could potentially be the very point of this whole lesson tonight. So when James got here, I guess it was Friday, and we just day and night, we just plowed through, and there were mistakes and things we couldn't find, stuff disappeared, people we couldn't understand, money we didn't know we had to spend, money we saved. Somewhere in the mix of it, it's all going to have to balance out to something. Let me change my glasses here. And example, where are my glasses? Okay, I guess there's a pair right here. Good. Thank you, Dr. Gordon, for my beautiful glasses. All the rest of you, thank you. Chad, the gang, for our diamond pool tables. Thank you, friends and fans. I just need to calm down a little bit, and if you don't mind, one of the best ways I like to calm down is I just need to work on some speed control drills. So if you're a little nervous about something or you feel a little bit on edge, just pay attention to what I'm doing. I don't teach anything I don't do, and I don't do anything I don't teach. Right now I'm working on a 1-speed shot stroke. I'm going with 1+. I'm going to go with 1-, and I'm going to go with 1s. Here's a minus. That's amazing, right? Now, let me show you where a minus is. Right on this diamond. See, this is a 1. That's a -1. That's a 1 - 2. This is a 1. This was my first hit. It's a little heavy. This is a 1 - 1. See, my first 2 shots a little heavy. I'm just dialing in. I am literally just hitting the very first balls I'm hitting since I think James and I hit a couple of balls goofing around yesterday. If you can't control the speed of the cue ball, there's a perfect 1. Let's do that one more time. 1 is at the center pocket. There's 10 speed zones on a pool table. The biggest reason why pool players can't ever seem to get themselves in position is because they just don't do this. We think this is boring? Sure it is. So when you overroll your position and now you can't see your next shot, you're going to say, doggone it, Sarge was telling me. Speed control. So that's a number 1. I'm satisfied. As long as I get 3 out of 5 in the zone, I'm perfectly satisfied. That was 3 out of 5, quite easily 4 out of 5, I believe. Now I'm working on a 2-speed shot. There's the zone. That's a 2 + 1. That's what I did on the last one. I start with the +1, and then I'll go to the 2, and then I'll go to the -1. I just kind of like to, it's always easier to dial something back than it is to dial something up. And I just completely misdialed that one altogether. So that's a, let me focus on this next time. Thank you very much. So one of the things I want you to learn about not being so out of control with your speed control is tonight I want to teach you a little bit about the concept of pre-stroke equals shot stroke. You're getting to see this. So there's a perfect 2 right there. And you're getting a sense of understanding what's happening. Now, I want to be sure you can see me in the picture just a little bit better from that side of the table. So I'm going to move this over here and give you just a little bit more perspective on watching my stroking. Pre-stroke equals shot stroke. You didn't see my body necessarily, but you could see the shaft. Here's what I'm trying to describe to you. First of all, if you have to regroove your stroke, now what do you mean regroove my stroke? Yeah, you don't have a pull stroke. You're a mess. That should be a 2. Here comes 1 and, almost. Now I'm going to go back to a 2. And you say, well, how do you do that without doinking the stick? Ooh, look at that. It's, I got 1/2 inch, maybe 3/4. So I got 1, 2. That one is just in, so I got lucky. 3 out of 5, or I'd be doing that one again. Because I tell you, when you can't hit at least 3 out of 5 in the zone, do it over until you do. So the first thing I'm teaching you right now about regrooving your shot stroke, for those of you who either don't have a great stroke or you are very unhappy with your position play in general, and you come to me and I say, look, if you're willing to take a step back to take 2 forward, this is that. So as long as I get 3 out of 5, now I go to a 3 speed. So you know that from this position, this is a 1, this is a 2. Now I'm coming back to a 3, and the zone is within these 2 diamonds. Any ball, part of the ball touching the line is in, and I'm going to go to a 3 speed. And while I'm talking to you and teaching you the most critical fundamental exercise of learning cue ball speed and position control drills, learning cue ball speed control, that there are 10 speed zones on a pool table. 1, 2, and 3 would be considered your slow or low range speeds. 4, 5, and 6 is your medium or moderate range speeds. 7, 8, 9, I'm going for a 3 minus 1 there. I don't think I'm going to hit it. I hit that one weak. I didn't trust it. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. Pre-stroke equals shot stroke. You see the stroke? Now, what's going to happen is it's like the ball is a gate. And if the gate goes up, I just keep going through it. Right now, I'm supposedly just bouncing off the gate. Once the gate goes up, the cue just goes right through the ball, just like a hot knife through butter. The speed doesn't change. You don't accelerate. You don't, look at that, that's literally on the dot. That's great, that's literally on. Okay, the overhead camera, we spent a fortune on this thing. It's packed up to be shipped back. Yes, I'm so disappointed in that. But with our amazing technical support team led by Meg at B&H Photo, they've been helpful to me for many, many years, and I appreciate B&H Photo in the biggest way possible. They are just amazing technical experts that don't sell you, they tell you, they teach you, and then you discover what you absolutely need. So you see this pre-stroke? Now if I do this, I'm going to move over, I'm not going to go hurry. I'm not going to try to accelerate faster. You see that? Let me see if I can go switch over here to camera 2, give you, or camera 1, and give you a little better view of what I'm saying. I don't know if that one's zooming in better or not. I would do that on the other side maybe a little better. But this pre-stroke equals shot stroke. I am going through the ball at the exact same speed I went through the pre-stroking through the ball. And I was going for a 3+1, but I missed by a half a diamond. And then I'm, again, so I could look at my cue and I could tell just by the speed of looking at the shaft movement that that's going to land right there on a perfect 3-1, because that's what I was going for. Watch it. Here it comes. Bam, there's 3-1 right there. So here I am. I got a 3 plus 1. I didn't do a plus 2. That would be a plus 2. You know, I don't normally teach that detail. You just want to be able to get in your zone. But you more advanced players, yes, every zone has a plus 1, 2 and a minus 1, 2. So, and I will tell you advanced players, when I'm doing my own practice session speed control, I use 9 balls, and then I try to get 7 out of 9 in the zone, and that works perfectly for me. Okay, now we got 4 speed. This is lagging for the break. Once again, here's my pre-stroke. I could see my pre-stroke, and once I see the pre-stroke, that looks like 4 to me. That's what I think 4 normally looks like. Just let it go through the ball. Once I let it go through the ball and come back, I just have to trust that because I know what a 4 speed is and what it does. Wow, that's almost pretty good. So let's just move that one off there. So there's 1 in. Let's just go with number 2. See the pre-stroke? So I'm going to turn this one up a little because now I want to go to a 4 plus 1. I want to be able to come off this bottom rail and then come out 1. That's what I'm trying to do. Here, watch this. Kick it and tick. 1. Okay, I am right on the back edge of the line on 1. Okay, now I want to do a 4 minus 1. So they're going to land in the same spot, but I need a shorter run. So as I look at the speed of the shaft moving, that looks to me like exactly what that speed should be. So I expect that ball should stop right around here at a 4 plus 1. That's a 2. Oh, it's just over. Okay, so I want to hit that one more time. And I'm going for that. That should do it right there. Let me move that over. No, I'm not going to hit it. Oh, I just might by a hair. I could have. Boom. Okay, there was my 1. So again, I'm a half a diamond short on hitting my plus 1. And then I'll just hit a regular 4-speed shot stroke here and see if I can't win the break shot, which at a future class we'll have breaking classes on the break shot. But people, if you're not going to practice your speed control drills, please stop whining about why you're not getting any better. And when somebody accidentally makes you better, whining about the possibility that you're being treated unfairly. Come on. Stop using the score to decide whether you're good or not. And get back to work like I teach you. Your job is to control the table and control your opponent. In those 2 scenarios, where do you find yourself? Okay, so once you pass 4, okay, move the balls to the side. Now you're from the center zone, okay? We'll get off that soapbox from before. It's not important. Now you work from the center because the 2 side diamonds, you must stay inside to be in the lane or you're out of control. So the higher speeds tend to cause you to have this happen. And let me see, which camera am I on? Okay, I'm on that. Let's go to the side camera this time, one more time. I'm just getting used to these gangs, so don't mind this. This is actually going to get much better and much tighter as we go. And the switching and there's other parts that are coming in the mail. They didn't come in yet. I'm supposed to have this little thing right here next to me. You know, I can just touch it and it'll switch the cameras for me. So the long cable didn't come in correctly. And so it's supposed to be here by tonight sometime. Let's go to a 5-speed. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5's back to the center. It's between these 2 points right here. You can tell I'm getting a little bit comfortable, but as you can also tell, this is not something I do every few months. I have to work on speed control drills no less than once to twice a week at my level. And in your case, people, you're going to have to get to the place where you're willing to take the time, put the time and the effort to get that ball to stay where you're supposed to make it stay. Now, where that is, I then move it over to the side so I can get a clear visual on where that is. take the second. Notice the pre-stroke. Now they're starting to move a little faster. Pre-stroke equals shot stroke. So you should be able to go straight through that ball. Now I'm looking here for a 5 minus 1. I'm sorry I didn't say that. Bam. Okay? So we got the 5, got a 5 minus 1. Let's go to a 5 plus 1, just so you could see that these are not radically out of control. You can just shoot for the center zone or just be glad you're in any part of the zone, and that's a great idea. This looks pretty decent to make the plus 1. Nope, I didn't have enough goose juice on that. So let's just put it here where it goes. And I know I got 3 out of 5 in there already, but I'm much more fussy about the accuracy. And as I said, I'm doing this normally in training on 7 out of 9 balls. And to move along tonight on the show a little better while I'm getting myself calmed down and I'm getting you to see what's going on. Come on, let me see if I can hit that minus 1. Come on, baby. Ah, nicely done. Well, let's see if we can't put one more in the plus 1 category. That was just a hair ahead of it. And I like to be very accurate when I see this, because keep in mind, people, what's happening is I'm training my brain. If your eyes don't see it, your brain can't begin to create the default of it. Nothing changes to correct error if you're not studying it and focusing on it through the lens. That is the gateway to Command Central, and then nothing happens. Let's go to a plus 1 this time, as I said. This one's going to be a plus 1, and we should land right about here if I'm paying attention. Come on. Somebody's calling me in the middle of a show. Well, it's still perfect. It's 5 out of 5. It's not where I wanted to be, but that's different right now because in that time. So now you go to a 6 speed and go back and forth each side of the table. It doesn't matter. And by the way, it doesn't matter what size table you're on. And during your warm-up procedure when you're competing, one of the smartest things to do is just hit a 5 speed. Just hit a 3 speed, a 5 speed, and a 7 speed, and get the feel of the table. The 5 and the 7 are going to be free running. The 3 is going to have a little more control. And you're going to get a good sense of how the rails work when you wouldn't notice a thumper in the middle of a game, but you'd notice it doing this. So now I'm going to a 6 speed. You see how fast the stroke is moving now compared to a 1 speed? See, I don't change. I don't have a short stroke and a medium stroke and a long stroke. What I do is I change. Look, right there, there's my 3 speed. Okay? Right there was my 5, and now I'm picking it up. I can literally look at your shaft moving, and I can tell you exactly what speed you're hitting the ball at. Now, 6 speed goes from 5 all the way down here to 6, and it's going to land right here inside the zone. So there is a 6.5. You get it out of the way. And then from there, what I want to do is, let me see if I switch the camera to give you a little better view on how they're coming down there into the rail. Just to shake it up a little bit. So you see the pre-stroke here? I can, as you do this regularly, you say, well, how is that possible? That's supposed to be a 6 plus 2, people, so watch it. I'm sorry. Okay, a little hair over. It's a 6 plus 2.5. Again, if you don't know what you're trying to do in advance, this time I'm going to go back and hit that 6.2 again because I want to be a little bit more in control. I don't like going over it. I'd rather be under it a little. Remember, it's always easier to dial back. This one's probably going to come in. Here it is. Keep going. Nah, that wasn't as great. Nah, technically, I got to think about that. Let's say -1, but it's not good. Let's just hit a clean 6 because right now things are a little out of control, and I want to get back in the groove, and I just want to be able to just hit a clean 6 right there. Move my stick, come right back. People, you should be able to move your stick when that ball's coming back. So I just needed to hit a clean 6, so I know. And you usually always want to try to be within a ball or 2 which is clean, which is nice, but as long as you're in the zone, it counts. You're in. That's all that matters. And let's go ahead and put this last one in there so that I don't have to do this over again. But I'm not going to, because I did call 6 plus 1 and 6 plus 2. So those technically were good. And I'm going to go back and see if I can't one more time make this a nice, pretty one. Tight, even tighter than the last one. A little tighter than even the last one. Ah! Okay, look. That's how close it was. Okay, there's 3 out of 5 in that zone. Now, I'm going to switch cameras and go to the... No, that camera's pretty good right there. Now we're on a 6 speed. Now we're going to 7. You say, well, Dominic, this is getting really boring just watching you do this. No, it's not. Because you're seeing exactly the point where you're going to get out of control. That's what's going to happen, people. You're going to get out of control because once you watch my elbow in the back, okay? Let me see if you can see me from here. Can you see the elbow? Can I see the TV? Thank you. Watch the elbow, people. This is what I see constantly. Now I'm going to hit a 7. Oh, sorry. It's a 7 speed. Everybody moves to the side. Forgive me there. Forgive me there. So, okay. So here's my 7, right? Now, this is what I see a whole lot of. Are you ready? Starting at 6 speed, this starts to happen. But at 7 speed, here goes. Watch. You're all over the place. You have no control. You can't do that. Even though that is a ridiculous thing, this ball needs to work straight up and down. Now watch my elbow in the back. What causes that? You ready? Watch the elbow in the back. Here it goes. And there goes the ball again. So what I'm saying to you is, if you lock and pin the elbow, you're going to have a greater line of stroke control. If you're dropping this elbow, stroke 1, stroke 2, one of those is going to get offline a percentage of the time when it didn't even need to. Get it? Okay, so let's make a 7-speed exercise. Here we go. Straight up and down the table, stops in the middle of the table. Remember, your 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 stop in the middle of the table. This is going all the way up and down and back up and down and stopping in the middle of the table, and it's going to do that maybe on the next ball. But for now, that's a little bit weak, and that's okay. All we got to do is just turn up the speed on the stick just a little bit, and then, there you go. That looks like a 7. Watch. See how straight back and forth that's coming? And then it should stop right about here. So you move that one over. There's 1. We'll do it again. Let's get a couple more. See the stroke? Watch the elbow. Watch the elbow. See the elbow pin? You see me out of control? That's what you call an RS, an RS. That's a disaster, RS. Next time you see me in person or on the phone, you can ask me, what is an RS shot, please? Let me give it to you again. If you think you know what an RS shot is, I would appreciate hearing it in the comments section. And those are the rest of you. Could you please share this, subscribe, do whatever you got to do to become part of helping me build this up? There's a 7 right at the pocket, but it was outside the lines. So I'm not thrilled about that whatsoever. Can we please just center ball, hold still, aim, pre-stroke. So in my pre-shot routine, you step in and breathe. And when you step in and breathe, that means always blow out. When you blow out, you'll never hold your breath anymore. The average amateur holds their breath when they're breathing. What are you doing way down here? Oh, I messed that up. Another RS shot. You're beginning to get the hint. I'm sorry, people. Here we go. One last time. There you go. That should be right in the 7 slot, right about here. You can just feel it. You just feel it the minute you touch it. And there we go. Put another one over there. Let's put another one in just to feel good about it. I'm never satisfied being right once. I'd rather be right twice or so many times that I have no idea if I'm ever going to be wrong. Okay, here we go. Is anybody home? And that's a 7 minus 1, which is in the zone. All right, and you know what? Since this number 7 was a little sloppy, and I'm sorry, people, but you know what? I don't put any more demand on myself than I put on you, so if you're satisfied just getting it lucky, all right, but I'd rather shoot this thing and feel, get your stick out of the way, boy. There you go. Let's see if I can't get a little one more timer in there. Timer. Ah! That is literally right on the touch. Well, it's close enough. 8 speeds. Where do you want to do it? From down here? We're already down here. Put in an 8. You know what an 8 is now, right? Up, down, up and down. Let's go a little quicker, okay? Let's just now, I'm going to get going. There's something else I think I want to show you. Let's just knock these 8s out real quick. Get out of the way. Okay, I don't think I stroked that one entirely as well as I should have. 7 plus 1 isn't going to cut it. Technically, it's an 8 minus 2, but I didn't play for that, so it doesn't count. See what I'm saying? But here we go. That's my 8 right there. That should be like right here. Come on. Come on. Hey, hey. That's like, look, my finger doesn't even fit in there. All right, that's pretty good. I'll put that one over here. That's pretty good. So we got, let's just go ahead and knock these other ones. So people, you got to work on your speed control drills. I am not sitting here just humoring myself. I haven't had a chance to touch this since James was here. And I'm beginning to feel just like a little bit out of calibration, so to speak. And you've got to have this. I mean, look at this. This is like stupid. I'm not supposed to be missing these, but I'm going to. And we're going to put it back in. All right, so once again, beautiful stroke. Let it through. Put the speed on. See it? I could speed the shaft. Honest to goodness, that's going to be a perfect 8. Watch. Watch this. I can already see the speed. Yeah, if I could have stayed in the lane, I'd love me. But there it is. I can already tell just looking at the shaft. Just pay attention to the shaft. So we'll just move those two. Those are really good. Let's get this one right in here. Dead straight, laser straight. Ready? Here, we count this one as laser straight. I'll keep these. Here we go. Oh, that's laser straight. Woo, that was good. All right, come on, get in here. Give me an 8-1. Come on. 2? Oh, my goodness. 1, 1.5. And then you have 9 speed. So I don't know if the 9 speed is, you know, there's a lot of players that can't hit 9 speed. So if 4, 5, and 6 becomes your, 4, 5, and 6 becomes your mid-range speed, 7, 8, and 9 is your high or fast or hard or whatever term, but it's your high range. And anything higher than a 9 speed really puts the front end of the cue at risk for damage. So you don't really want to do that. A 9 speed gets up to pretty close to about 17.5 miles an hour. And so from here, I am looking to land this ball dead in the center of the table, up and down the table 3 times, and then back to the middle and keep it in the table, please. Thank you very much. Thank you. Good. I screwed that one up horribly. Get out of the way. Thank you very much. Embarrassed you. So that's 1 bad shot. Not good enough. Number 2. Sorry. And that was enough speed, by the way. That was definitely 9. Good. Here we go. I think you're going to like that. Let's see. I think I'm going to like. Not quite. Okay, so we dial it in once again. Turn up to maximum power on the cue. which is at 9. And I just recently sent my cue to have it turbo teched so I can get 9.1 and 9.2 out of it. You did not see me do that, okay? You just shut up. You didn't see that. You didn't never see that. And we should all know better. If you don't have the ability to stop yourself right in the middle of it. Sorry, gang. Ball's a little close for this high altitude. So let's get in here and let's get this right, because I don't want to have to redo 9. I'm going to have to redo 9. Oh my God. Okay. I'm sorry. So you see how tough this is? All right. Can you see everything? Back arm, front ball. Here we go. Center. Here we go. That's dead straight. And it's going to be right on the 9 spot. Watch. Honest to goodness. Watch. Come on. Get in there. Get in there. All right. That's a 9. There's 1. Okay. Never step back into a shot. Did you just see that? I really have to teach you that. What camera is this on? Because you people cannot do this. I've been seeing somebody doing this recently, and as soon as I get with her, there's going to be a coming to Jesus conversation. So what's happening here is, watch what I do. No kidding. You will need to get this. If you don't understand how depth perception works within the mind to the pool shot, it's easy to get this messed up. So here is the correct way to do it. Step back, look at the shot. You should keep your cue in line with the shot. I generally recommend do not do this sideways, because then you're going to turn into the shot. Literally, you're going to come in and perfectly stop, or you're going to go back and forth a couple of times. Why don't you just cut the line perfectly and come right down on the shot? So always step into a shot. Now let's go ahead and step into this one. Let's throw it down the field, and then I'm going to show you the wrong way. There you go again. Yeah, it wants me to do it over again. Okay, here's the wrong way. Ready? Now I'm going to do the wrong way right now. Here we go. Did you see it? Never step back into your stance. Your perception for depth to master and control your speed control on the cue ball, which is controlled from your brain to the body. When you step away from something, you distort the measure of seeing measured perspective. You step into the shot, and your perception will balance and adjust. It's just the way God made our brains. And go argue with him if you don't like it. So it just works that way. You're here, get your pre-stroke going. Now I've stepped in, and this is probably going to be pretty enough to write home about. You see I'm in position. You see my elbow is locked. You see I'm fully followed through. And you see I'm in the 9 zone. Okay? One more time. Do not step back. Stop doing that. Stop it. It's wrong and it hurts. Now, let me not use hurts. It's potentially an advantage to your opponent that you self-sabotage your ability to perform at your optimum ability. There, I hope that made sense. Okay, so you step back, check your line, step into your shot, and now you're ready to fire the gun. 9 speed, here we go. 9, there it is, it's up to 9. And I put a ton of right on that. You know what, the minute I hit it, I saw I did that. Nobody move and nobody will get hurt. Just let's do this one more time, Dominic. I want to end with this one, okay? Now, for those of you, there you go. Again? You know, I'm half embarrassed now. But again, this is you know what's going to happen tomorrow, the next day. I am going to have a session with myself, because these are areas that I'm quite comfortable with, and you should be too. And you will know when you are. Let's do it one last time. Here we go. That thing just spins out on me, gang. It's me. You say, well, what if I do that? What do I do? How do I fix that? All right, I'm going to show you. Because I want to fix it. So I'm going to come down in the shot right where I think I know I'm perfect. There, I'm perfect. I know I am. I just did that before. I am going to literally move the tip of my stick about 1/8 of an inch to the left on the cue ball. Because if I think I'm seeing perfect center and the cue ball's telling me, no, you're not, then why don't I adjust what I'm doing? So make the movement. I know you can't believe you're seeing this. Once again, here we go. Shift a little left. Thank you. Ah, here we go. Now I'm starting to feel like Venom. Yeah. He's a great kid. I like him. He's a good boy. He gave me a nice jump cue a little while back. I still use it as one of my trick shots. Here we go. Again? Okay, we're sticking on this for a minute, whether you like it or not. If you want to drop off the line, you go right ahead. I just want to warn you, don't drop off yourself in your own practice, because now I'm not happy about this. I'm going to move it over. Get this right, Dominic. So an amateur will always shout till they finally make it. Remember that? Just in on the edge. Listen, I'm not going to tell myself it's in and it's not. It's not in, it's not in. Do better. Work harder. Why that thing was dead straight and then it kicked off. That was weird. And look, I still got 9. I'm way out of line. That was completely nuts. No, it's actually pretty good. It wasn't nuts. Nothing wrong with that, actually. I'm actually starting to break sweat, people. This is almost starting to turn into a practice session, and I don't want it to, not yet. I don't want it to do that. In the corner pocket. Z shot. Okay. Thanks, everybody, for letting me get warmed up like that. So, speed zones 1 through 9. Slow. 1, 2, 3, medium, 4, 5, 6, high, 7, 8, 9. Use your break cue. Now I'm going to throw another banana at you people that you might not understand. It's this. If you can, I'll get this little towel here, sorry. You guys are putting me to work here tonight. If you can't hit 9 speed with your playing cue, and maybe the best you can hit is 6, 7, 8, then I have to ask you an honest question. Well, get ready. The honest question is, what do you need a break cue for? What do you need a break cue for if you can't hit a 10 speed? Because a 10 speed is 19 miles an hour. And I have my other brake cube put away, so I'll just use this one for now. This was the G10 Assault. It's not, this was retired. And that makes my amazing extension cue. And you hit this with a brake cue because you want to hit a 10 speed. That's what you do that for, okay? By the way, if you put a little bit of, if you put a cue before you brake. So I'm gonna demonstrate this first with my playing cue. And then I just ripen on the palm, clean it off. See if I can put this in some perspective for you. Should be dry. So there's my 9-speed with no chalk. If you're going to use, first of all, if you can't hit the ball past a 9-speed, again, you don't need a braking cue. Use your playing cue. You'll have so much more control. And then just wipe the chalk off the top. If you are going to use super high speed, but you don't think you have much control, then all you need to do is take off the chalk, because it's the chalk that causes the cue ball to go sliding crazy back and forth. But when you remove the chalk, then it's not hard to keep it on the playing surface like that. So I'm demonstrating this to you right now. This was the playing cue with no chalk. You notice it just, well, that time I was a little nuts, but it's going to hold. Now do that with your braking cue. Since it's a phenolic tip, see, the leather still bites into the cue ball because it compresses. And that bite, when it releases, it can spin off the cue ball like that just did. Because that one I really lit up on it. But now I'm in a braking scenario. And since I'm going to use this, I might as well use my power brake ring, because that's what is amazing to use. Because then I can torque into it. It just doesn't move. So when you got something you can press into, look how hard I'm pressing. I don't know if any of you really believe that or not. I'm going to show you this. What camera are you on? We're on this camera here. Watch this. Watch this. Hard to press it. It won't move. You can't move. Once you roll it in position, so if you could literally grab something and throw it into the rack, imagine that. And if you take the chalk off of it, let's see what happens. I haven't hit this cue in a while. I love this cue. Here we go. Come on. Okay. That's just getting a little warmed up with it. Here we go. One last one. Let's throw a sock on it so there's no friction. I'm not going to take more than a shot or two here. And this is not the point of where I want to go. But when you get to your brakes, you're starting right at 19 miles an hour to hit this. Watch this. Was that the 15 ball? Sorry. Okay. It's been a day. Trust me. It's been a month. Here we go. Ready? Ready? Here we go. And 19 miles an hour. So that's a 10 speed. So that's with 14 ounces. Yeah, really. The G10 Assault, 14 ounces. All right, just for those of you who want to know, the lighter the brake cue, the faster you can move your stroke arm. Well, why is that so important to know? Because a cue ball can only move twice the speed of whatever hits it. So if you hit it with a baseball bat, or you kicked it with your shoe, or a garbage truck, or you hit it with a pull cue, it's going to go twice the speed of whatever hits it. The lighter the brake cue, the faster the stroke arm, the cue ball moves twice the speed of whatever hits it. Okay, you should have caught on to that by now. If you haven't, please replay that after the show, and I know you're going to get it. So, 14 ounces is the optimum lowest possible weight to move 6 ounces at maximum velocity. And that's why the G10 Assault for so many, many, many years is the best jump cue in the business. And for anybody out there now who might like to go ahead and, I'm not making this jump cue anymore, so you can do whatever you want. All right, so speed control, this is what you need to do. And since I've done that, why don't I go ahead and show you what does that have to do with shooting pool and how do I use that? And it was kind of fun because over the last day or so, I had a chance to just do a little bit of refresher stuff with James, and this came up. Man, I had the best time with James. James, I hope you are watching. If you are, I had the greatest time. Now, camera 1 seems to be a little bulking up the screen more than I see it on my monitor. So I don't know how to deal with that, but I'm not going to be concerned with that. So I'm going to use the side camera to give you a better view of measuring speed control. If you're interested in that, I'm going to teach you exactly, whoops, don't drop the camera. All right. Hold on, everybody. This is part of, because I'm changing up and doing something I wasn't planning on doing here, but I'm going to do it because you deserve it. You're riding out here with, what time is it? How are we doing on time? Like we should care anymore? So I started it just shortly after 6-ish or so. This is it. I want to start working on a longer format with you. I want you to start thinking like you're going to pool school. This is the Boot Camp Pool Academy. So this is not just going to be a quick 5-10 minute clinic anymore, just quick. I want to just really dig in and dive in. Now, if you can't be live with me, that's great, but you need to get on it when you have time to get on it. Please subscribe, tell your friends. I have just spent a fortune of money so I can stream on YouTube, Facebook. I've got 3, well, the third one's coming. We ordered the new one, but I got 3 really high quality professional cameras. I got an amazing, expensive professional audio mic. And so while I just spent thousands of dollars for you, go ahead, every one of you, ask yourself, what did that cost me? So with that in mind, I'm basically telling you to start thinking about using time with me to get serious about building up the quality of your game and your skills. Let's start focusing on becoming real pro skill drills, high-end rated players. Okay, can you see the screen? Okay, so I'm going to teach you a little bit about the 3S rule. You know this, you should. In my pre-shot routine, ritual, mantra, whatever term you like to use, walking time is chalking time is thinking time is planning shot selection time, C1, find, chew, pick the best shot to shoot. That's all your interruptible period. That allows you to keep the chalk in your hand, walk around, say hi to people, or if anybody interrupts you when you're in the execution phase, put your chalk back in your hand, how are you, blah, 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 and go back into phase 1. The reason why is because in phase 1 of your pre-shot routine, you're giving your left brain time to talk to you and get involved. Because if you don't give your left brain intentional time, it will interrupt you because it gets jealous that you're giving your right brain favor. Nuts. But this is how we work. Your left brain is logical. L, left, logic. You get that? The logical side of your brain basically says, look, I want to tell you what I'm thinking. Oh, I got an idea. Hey, you know what we ought to do here? Are you good? Hey, do you know the score? Listen, if you win, listen, if you make the shot, you win. Oh, gosh. That's your left brain. So let it, just like when you blow up a balloon, here we go. Want me to do it again? That's it. Let your left brain exhaust. And the moment it might even go, psst, psst, stop. Grab the chalk and go, what? Train yourself to stop interrupting yourself. Train yourself to stop interrupting yourself. Don't let your left brain treat it like a doggone puppy or a dog. Train it. And then it'll be obedient pretty much most of the time. So your right brain can shoot pool. So in this case here, let's just teach you the principle of measuring a shot. So I'm going to go through a little bit of a thing with you here and put this in perspective from both cameras. So there's the 3-ball hit. And we'll shoot it from this position here. Let's come off it at just a tad more so it's a true half-ball hit right there. And can you guys see everybody, ladies and gentlemen? You see that on the camera? Does the other camera look better to see it from? Yeah, maybe, maybe. So here's the point, okay? From the point of my shot, I want perfect measured cue ball speed control so that I get perfect finished position. From the starting origination, this is my collision point. I'm going to go down to a rail. I might decide to draw into the side of a rail. Whichever way you choose, from this point, I can see that I have 1.5, 2. So from here, I'm going to be at 2. Now, this is a whole speed right here. So this is a 1 speed, and then a 2 speed back out to here. And then this makes 3, and this makes 3.3. Let's measure it one more time. So for a whole, there it is from there. There's the contact. That much from there. And then we'll get the rest of it measured to there. So there's my 1, you see? Back to here is a 2. Okay, straight up to here is a 3. And then to the ball is a 0.5. It's 2 more. So that's 3.5 speed. Remember, a shot speed for 3.5, you're going to go down the table, you're going to come back up, and you're going to stop here in the middle of the table, and that gives you 3. 1, 2, 3. From this position here, 1, 2, 3.5. Okay. Now I look at the hit on the object ball and I discover it's a half-ball hit. All right, keep that in mind. So the first thing I decide is to stop. The second thing I decide in the 3S rule, stop, spin. What are you going to put on this cue ball? Well, as I said, you could juice it up and spin it bottom inside and give me 3 around, even come up off the side, which I was doing with James, and it was kind of fun because you really kind of let your stroke go crazy. But it is nice. It's pretty, and it also prevents you from getting way out of position, because in the approach zone versus conflict zone in position play, I'm coming in from the side and I'm coming into the shot, as opposed to trying to come up and come down, and so that's going to make a big difference. But what I'm teaching you here is how to measure speed control. So from this position, and I'm going to do this for the much more beginner level players, we know it's a 3.5. We know it's a half-ball hit. So if I hit this with any shot speed, half of the shot speed is going to get absorbed into the object ball that's going in the hole. So I'm going to lose half of my 3.5, but I need 3.5 to end up here. So what is 50% off of what leaves me 3.5? Yes, very good, Dominic. It's 7. So if I hit this with a 7 speed, remember the 7 speed, everybody? I'm going to go up the table, down the table, up the table, and come back and end middle of the table. And I'm going to be right here. That becomes my 7 speed. So with that speed in mind, we're going to just first of all do a simple walk up and down. Okay, there's my 7 speed. There it is right there. See that? Here we go. Straight up and down the table. Now go to work. You say, well, did I overhit that 7 speed? Did I underhit that 7 speed? Did I miscalculate my 7 speed? That still feels pretty much like what I think I did. Is that really a 7? There's number 6. Tick, tick. There's 7. That's it. I'm in the 7 zone. I think that's the speed I ought to hit this at. Let's go ahead and do that again. 7. There it is. Let's dial it in. Make the ball. That'll make all the difference in the world, so don't even waste your time. Okay? Do it right. Line up. Step in. Make a pull shot out of it. Good people. Now you love me. There we go. 7 speed. And we're going to come perfectly on this winning ball so that we are going to basically take the bacon home, okay? Do you love me now? Ah, what I could have added for one more roll. But this is nice because do you see James's point here? This is what we were discussing. If you get yourself cramped up, what if I would have missed just that much? I mean, right from here, yeah, I can make this. This is not hard. This is easy. But that's still not where we ought to end up. So now that you have been dialing in speed, you're dialing in stroke, and we are actually at a place where maybe we could start to let the stroke out a little bit. Let's see if we've got something here, and we'll take it from there. Okay, I'm going to take it down and do it 2 different ways. Here's the first way. I'm coming down. I'm at center ball. I'm going to go down 1 tip. I'm going to go over 2 tips. And let's see what happens here, gang. And there it is coming in off the side rail, like we suggest. And that is for those of you who really have a difficult time with your draw stroke and you're still working on it, but you don't have a problem with 1 tip of bottom and 2 tips outside. The other part of this shot could be you want to, once again, load it up, same 7 speed. And, oh, by the way, yes, when you hit the cushion, for every cushion you hit, you take off 1 diamond of speed. But if you're using any running into any of the cushions, you add 1 diamond of speed. So basically it's a wash when in this particular shot. And I want to get this cue ball right down here into this end. And this is camera 1. Yes, 7 o'clock. We should be done here any minute. Thank you, honey. Thank you. Donald Trump, or I don't know who it's going to be, Gavin Newsom. Somebody's calling me at 7:15 to ask my opinion about something. Yeah, right. I don't matter that much, gang. Here we go. Ready? Let's try this one way. I don't know that I like this way, but I'm going to go for it. Okay. How about if I just kind of shut up and get into the shot, and let's see if we can make it happen. Here we go. That was me. You knew that. All right, here it goes. I'll be right there. I'll be right there. Almost done. Here we go. That's 3 in a row. Am I supposed to quit? What am I doing? Knock it off, people. I hear you. I hear you knocking, but you can't come in. That was a long time ago. All right, gang, I'm sorry. I apologize. Here we go. You know what my practice day is going to be about tomorrow? trying to bag up a humongous draw stroke on this shot. But I wouldn't shoot this way in a match, I tell you that though. I do it the way I did it. See, I don't like that overly unnecessarily packing it up, but I know how to hit this, people. I think the exhaustion might be setting in. No, that's me. It's not you. Put it on the spot right there. I might have put some WD-40 on the cue ball. There you go. Let's get the stroke up. You know who I'm starting to feel like, don't you? I just slowed it down a whole bunch just to make sure. Something's snapping in here. I'm hearing a snapping sound. I don't know why. I honestly wonder if I just might have cracked something. That would be pretty fun. Okay, this is kind of where we're getting to the end of the road here, gang. Sorry. And this is probably me just really getting tired. I admit that. But I'll hit this one more time for you. Hit it or not, I'm just going to look at you and tell you I love you and get out of here. So, I wouldn't tell anybody about this, though. Oh, that would have been fine. All right, go away, go home. I got to take an extra minute or two and play with this, but aim straight, shoot straight, don't miss cue, split the pockets, and thanks to our beautiful sponsors, we talked about them and everything else, but we covered a ton of stuff here, people, so let's get this right. Thick. I'll put a little more into it. The camera's still on, right? Might be. I still prefer hitting it my way. I'm sorry. From this position here, I have no sense. I would never want to do. See, coming off this rail makes so much more sense to me. I could see the possibility of the danger here, so I think what I would want to do is make sure that I don't want to, I think I'd either rather catch this rail deeper, which could be a bit safer, in that direction here. Let's take it down that way, down to the middle rail a little more, and turn it from there. Yeah, see, that's it. I take it down at his bottom, and now it's beginning to come up a little more direct. Who is that? 1 second, almost done with the show. I got to call them back. One more. Okay, let's put the speed on it now. I think that pathway is the better one. See, it's that pocket I'm not thrilled about, and I missed, so the angle is off. You guys have never seen me miss this much, huh? Yeah, I generally don't, so here we go, people. Flirt with it, play with it, go to work. I love you, people. So, I got a lot to figure out. Which camera am I on here? I guess I can say goodbye to you. Here? Aim straight, shoot straight, split the pockets. God bless you, everyone. James, thank you so much. You're amazing. Everybody else who stayed with me this long, gosh, I appreciate you so much. I'll do my best to do better next time, I promise. Bye-bye. God bless you. Now, if I just nod at end.